Welcome back. In this video, we're going to read and discuss some AITAs. I've got Reddit pulled up. Let's just jump right into it. AITA for locking my husband out last night. Yesterday, my husband's friend came to visit. I told them they could go out, just the two of them, but my husband said no. He wanted to just spend the night at home. So at 8:30, I had put the kids to bed. We have 2 toddlers and a baby. And my husband and his friend said they were going to go to the liquor store for some drinks and mixers. The liquor store is only down the street, so when they weren't back by 9:30, I texted my husband and asked him where they were. He replied at about 10 and said they were just driving around talking, which was fine. But I asked him if he wanted me to stay up, and he said yes, that they'd be home soon. So by 11, I was getting kind of frustrated because I was going to be the one waking the kids up in the morning and they don't sleep in. So I called them again, but no answer. About 15 minutes later, he texted me that they were almost home and for me to wait up. Midnight comes around and I'm pissed and tired, so I decide to go to sleep. I don't like leaving the door unlocked while everyone is sleeping, so I locked up, figuring my husband had his key. I texted him and let him know that I was done waiting up, and I didn't get a reply. So at about 3 a.m., he wakes me up, pissed as heck because I had locked him out. Apparently, he was completely embarrassed I had done that. He said it looked disrespectful on that, and they had just gotten caught up talking and lost track of time. He had to break into the downstairs bathroom to get in, and apparently messed the window up in the process. He told me I should have known that he didn't have his keys because they hadn't taken his car. I should have checked the key holder before locking the door. AITA. The only thought I'm having is that this man broke into the window and she had no idea she was done asleep upstairs. That terrifies me. I can't even think about that. That's like I think that's probably my deepest fear. Like, things happening, like awful, big, bad, like emergency things or like break-ins or things like that. And I'm just ever like, it just scares me to like not know what's going on like right around me. That is such an aside though. I don't even know. I distracted myself. No, but like actually, how do you have an entire man break into your house and not even know? Oh my god. Okay. Is she a hole for locking him out? I would say no. I'm on no. I'm on a no for that. Like, you've texted and communicated for hours at this point. When she says they went out at like 9 or 8 or something, whatever, they went out at 9. It's midnight now. I'm a whole different person. Like, I'm so sorry, but if it's been 5 hours, I'm probably not gonna wait up either at that point. Particularly with all the details of she's got little kids running around, gonna be up early and stuff. Like, I think this seems actually like far more than reasonable. She was like really, really patient. She kept waiting. She kept waiting. She kept waiting. I don't know. And to assume that like your grown man husband. Oh, I guess in hindsight now I'm realizing that's why he kept asking her to wait up later and later, because he knew he didn't have his key. He didn't communicate that to her. It's like if you don't get all the details to them, they don't know that, you know? So I don't know. In hindsight, I'm pretty sure that's why he kept asking her over and over to stay up. I was like, why can't she go to bed? I don't understand why she can't why she's gotta wait up, you know? Okay. He probably knew he didn't have the keys, was needing her to get in. Didn't tell her that, though. Just told her to wait up. Wasn't coming back in a reasonable amount of time at all. I'm a firm no. Not an a-hole at all. In fact, she had much more patience about it than I would have. After like 2 times of you telling me you're coming and you haven't yet, okay, I'm gonna just move on. You're distracted, you're busy. Like, it's not a big deal, it's not a fight, nothing, no big problem. But I'm gonna move on and do what else I need to do at that point. Okay, thank you. Validating myself at this point. The first comment says, I would have locked up and gone to bed at about 10 o'clock. You're an adult. You should have your door key on you. Your stupidity does not equal me not getting enough sleep to handle our kids. I paraphrase that question, or that comment, but Yeah, honestly, the amount of petty arguments that start over this reason are mind-boggling. If you leave, take your key. Doesn't matter if you think someone will be home. Also, yeah, what? Like, it doesn't matter if I think someone's gonna be home or not. If I leave my house, I'm gonna bring my house keys. What? That's weird to me to even like, oh, because I didn't bring my car. I don't care. I bring my car and house keys everywhere I go. Sometimes I'll unhook the car key and leave it behind, but like rarely. I usually just take the whole dang thing and go. NTA, you were more than fair. He wants to go out? Sure, all good. Decides not to? Okay, cool. He needs friends to go to the liquor store? Ace. They decided to go on a drive? No problemo. This comment's funny. But then asks for you to stay up later, and it starts to get later and later, and you've got children to take care of, it starts to be a problem. He's pulling your leg here and trying to get away with it. You are a working mother who needs her sleep, and he didn't respect that. He thought you had his keys, and you thought he had his keys, and he probably should have. Maybe the only fault here is assuming he'd be responsible enough to bring his keys. Yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of that, but... NTA. Someone goes, he wasn't just driving around for 5 hours. If he was, if I was you, I'd get an STD test. No, I do completely believe he was just driving around. They said that like the friend came to visit, right? Which gives the indication that they might not see that friend very often. Even with friends I do see often, we could easily chit chat for 5 hours, bro. Done it plenty of times, particularly with someone that I haven't seen in a while I want to catch up with. Yeah, everybody's just like an NTA. NTA, and also this was a question. Why didn't he call instead of having to break in? The OP doesn't answer that. It's like, yeah, it's like, did she silence her phone or something? Because why wouldn't he just call? Why would he break into the window below or whatever? But also, it's just like, why would you go out without your own keys? That's crazy. All right, let's try to find another one. That sounds interesting. Ooh. Yeah, okay. AITA for giving a family heirloom to my wife, even though my sister didn't want me to. Moving an heirloom outside of the family, kind of, technically. I don't know. Let's read. My 51 male parent. Oh, okay, excuse me. The OP is 51 and male. His parents, 75, 74, are workaholics and addicted to money. They love their jobs more than their children. That's why they sent me and my sister to live with our grandmother when we were 6 and 8. My sister moved out when she turned 18, and I continued living with my grandmother until I graduated college at 25 because I enjoyed living with her, and I also wanted to take care of her when she got sick. The thing is that a few months ago she died, and she left everything to me. My sister, my wife, and our children. But my sister only wanted one thing, and that was a necklace that belonged to my father's family for almost 2 centuries. My ancestors always gave those necklaces to their daughter-in-laws when they gave birth to their first male child as a form of celebration because the family name would continue for at least one more generation. My grandmother hated my mother and never gave it to her. She only kept it because she hoped I would give it to my wife, and I did. Oh, I take back my opinion. I gave the necklace to my wife when our son was born and never told my sister. And when she saw my wife wearing it, she lost her mind. She accused me of being greedy and selfish and also accused me of having stolen such a precious family jewel and give it to a whore. Whoa. She always hated my wife because she didn't agree with her grandmother adopting the daughter of a nurse who took care of her as another granddaughter. According to her, it was unfair that she loved my wife more than her, but my grandmother loved her because my wife was always there for her. My sister, on the other hand, rarely visited her after moving, and when her children were born, she never taught them our grandmother's language so they could communicate, and that hurt her because she loved communicating with my children who do know her language. Long story short, I don't think I did anything wrong by giving that jewel to my wife, but suddenly my sister and even my parents believe that I should return the jewel because it is something that my sister wants to keep as a memory of her grandmother, but I don't care. AITA? Edit 1. My grandmother adopted my wife as her granddaughter symbolically, not literally, and no, I haven't known her since she was little. It's stupid to make
of things I never said. When I met her, she was an adult and in college. Okay, I don't know where the comments went with that one. Okay. I'm gonna go with a no, you're not an a-hole. It sounds like the sister's the a-hole, and she just wants like the expensive jewelry or the nice jewelry or whatever. She wants the jewelry. If there's no relationship between the two, and the grandmother had always kind of expressed that she wanted that necklace to go to the wife, then it should probably go to the wife. I thought this was going to be a more complicated story, but the sister just kind of sounds like the a-hole all around. Like, she's jealous of the wife. She's not like close with the fam, but yet she wants to be like getting the exact thing that she wants. I don't know. Let's see what the comments say. So, for whatever reason, your grandmother chose not to give it to your sister. She gave it to you in hopes that you would give it to your wife. Sounds like a good call since your sister has seen fit to call your wife a whore. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, too. That's crazy to say that to somebody. NTA, my guess is that your parents just don't want the drama. Not that they actually think you should give it to your sister, probably. And that's people just kind of encourage behavior like that because it's easier for us to not deal with it. But unfortunately, a side effect of us just like not dealing with it and going on with our lives is that it like indirectly it encourages that bad behavior because you're like, just give it to her so I don't have to deal with her. That bad behavior got her what she wanted, so she's gonna keep acting like that. Yeah, mom got skipped. It was supposed to go to the OP's mom, but grandma hated her. She gave it to grandson to continue the tradition. It was never supposed to go to the sister. Yeah, sorry. You don't really get to like choose what you want if the person like made it very clear what they want done with their belongings after they pass or whatever. NTA with your grandmother's necklace and she chose who she wanted it to go to. Complicated, but NTA. No, I get it though. I get it, but like NTA. Really misogynistic tradition for the record. Ew. Yeah, I knew this people were gonna say stuff about it. Damn. That one was not as. Oh, YTA, your sister wants only one thing from the entire state, the necklace. You instead give it to your wife. Either give her the necklace or an entire half of everything else. You don't get to have everything. YTA, you deliberately hid the necklace from your sister. You can't say that you were just following tradition as your grandmother messed that up when she failed to give the necklace to your mother. YTA, the only thing your sister wanted was the necklace. Your sister is entitled to it, not your wife. If your grandmother wanted your wife to have it, she would have left it specifically to your wife. She didn't. Guess people are split on that one. I'm more in the NTA camp, but I don't really care that much. AITA for calling off an engagement because my fiance hid the fact that she was in town for her birthday. First impressions are no. Why would she need to hide that? Why are we hiding things? My now ex-fiance and I both travel for our jobs a lot. She started working in another state in the last 3 months. We were flying to see each other every week. On her birthday weekend, she told me she had to work and that we couldn't make plans. Then that weekend came, I started noticing on her Instagram that she was hanging out with a friend that I know who lives local to me. So then I checked her Facebook and found several recently tagged photos of her and her friend at an aquarium that is also local to me. Now comes the confirmation. I asked her what she did over her birthday weekend, and she said she had to work but got to hang out with some friends in the state that she was in. A bold-faced lie. So I called her out on it, and she immediately flipped out and said I was being abusive, controlling, jealous, etc. And to stop stalking her on social media. Both her profiles are public, by the way. She eventually admitted that she was in town but refused to explain why she didn't tell me. She literally kept ignoring the question and flipping it back to me not trusting her. I ended it right then and there. I felt she was gaslighting the heck out of me. I was her fiance. Why did I not have the right to know where she is? NTA, I would end the relationship right then and there too. Whew. I mean, I probably wouldn't because I'm mentally ill, but like you should. You should probably end the relationship right then and there. Yeah, why can't the fiance know where you're at? That's way too shady. It sounds like you were doing some other stuff and you just tried to make it seem like you probably saw these friends and went to the aquarium, all that. I'm not saying you didn't, but like you're posting that. That's probably not the only thing you're doing though, because why can't your husband know that you're at an aquarium with some friends? You know. So I'm don't have too much to say about it. It's just a hard NTA for me. That's weird. This is okay. Let me read this comment though. NTA, though, to clarify something, and he quotes, "I was her fiance. Why did I not have the right to know where she is?" And this commenter says, "You don't have that right," which takes me aback. What you mean? Explain. They do. Adults are entitled to privacy. No one you are engaged or even one you are engaged or married to. But you do have an explanation that someone you are engaged or married to would not lie to your face about their whereabouts. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you don't have the right. You're not entitled to the. If I tell my partner, "Hey, I'm gonna," no, I don't know. I'm kind of confused on that one. This is an aside, but like, I do think a partner has that right. What you mean? They're entitled to privacy. I don't know. Are you from your partner? Like it does, I kind of get it. It kind of sounds extreme to say you're not entitled to any privacy at all from your partner, but also like, are you? I don't know. It's too early for this. Let's read. Oh, someone responded, "No, he doesn't have the right to know. Being an adult doesn't matter. It's not insecurity. It's just being on the safe side. And also, if I love someone and care about someone, I would like them. I would like to know where they're going in advance. Of course, not asking her like there is some kind of interrogation." I don't know. People are just arguing back and forth about whether like they have the right to not tell your partner where they're going. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm getting hung up on it. Like the right, yeah, you have the right. You have the right to not tell anybody where you're going at always. But does that make for a good, healthy relationship? I'm kind of going no. But that's an aside. We're pretty. I'm at the NTA stance on things, but I feel like we're not getting the whole story. I feel like there's probably layers upon layers to that story. If you were to hear like both parties' sides of everything. So I give that NTA tentatively. AITA for calling my wife selfish after she told me to abandon our daughter for a week. I, 32 male, am married to my wife, 30 female, and we have a beautiful 3-year-old daughter together. Now, if I'm being honest, our daughter is definitely growing up to be the typical daddy's girl. First her with Dada, her first steps were spent walking over to me. Whenever she wants a hug, she reaches out to me, and whenever we feed her, my wife struggles to get her to open her mouth. I actually eat while she's eating. Anything I try to give her without hesitation. Yesterday, after we put our daughter to bed, my wife asked to speak to me about something important. This is like a little grammatically incorrect, so it's like hard for me to read this a little bit. She pulled me aside and said she was worried about our daughter's behavior. She said she was worried about her growing up not loving her mother as much as her father. I was sympathetic towards her because I definitely thought the same thing for a little while. I told her she should sign up for Mommy and Me classes because it would be a great opportunity for them to bond. She said she's too busy to do something like that. So I asked what she wanted to do, and her answer shocked me. She said she'd like me to leave the house for a week to stay with my sister without telling my daughter first. Whoa, what? I didn't expect that. Okay, I guess he did say the answer shocked him. That shocked me too. That's so weird. She wants me to leave the house for a week and stay with my sister without telling my daughter first. She said that that would practically force her and her daughter to bond. You want a trauma bond with your daughter? Like, what? I'm sorry. Let me read on. I said absolutely not. To me, that sounded like the worst plan in the history of mankind. I could not be more vehemently with you, my guy. What do you actually mean? You guys want to just, like, cause her abandonment issues? Cause her some sort of, like, daddy issues? Like, I'm sorry, that is the worst plan in the history of mankind. She tried to convince me, saying that it was the best option. I called her selfish and told her she was out of her mind to expect me to abandon our daughter when she's so young for any amount of time. She said that I was actually the selfish one for hogging my daughter's attention and called me an a-hole. She then stormed into the guest bedroom and slept there for the night. And today she's done nothing but ignore me, and whenever she sees me do anything with her daughter, she glares at me. I'm pretty confident I'm in the right, but I still gotta ask, AITA, no? And I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but like my first thoughts is like, should he literally leave her, that wife? Should he literally leave the wife? Should he literally break up a family? Would the trauma of breaking up their family be less than the trauma of growing up with that mother? I'm almost inclined to say yes. Like, the thought of breaking up a family is like usually not a go-to, but like, would that be better than growing up with this mother? Because that sounds actually insane. I don't know what else to say. That's insane. No, you're not an a-hole at all. That child is probably going to need some therapy. And also, yeah, drama much? Like this commenter says, like, NTA, just stay home. My kids were in phases, also daddy kids, in phases. See, so it's like, I don't know. I just feel like abandoning the kid over something that you guys could, there's like a million other options. Just have the dad be like, you don't have to abandon the kid, but have the dad do the little bit less pleasant activities that the kid doesn't like to do. Have him do a little bit more of that with the, it might just be a little thing is like, you guys are accidentally training the kid to like dad more than mom. Like, is mom the one who generally does the activities that the kid doesn't like, forces him into the bath or makes him eat their broccoli or whatever, whereas the dad, it just so like, like, I feel like that could just be evened out. Right? You know what I mean? Like, just, like, if the kid hates baths, just have dad give the bath. Or, like, I don't know what. But, like, I feel like there's a lot of options you could try before we just jump right to, hey, could you just abandon your kid so that me and the kid could trauma bond over you abandoning us? Like, that's weird. Question, this commenter asks. How does she not have time for a mommy and me slot, but has time to do everything solo for a full week? Yeah, that's an amazing question. I would love to know the answer. Plan is too short-sighted. Your daughter might feel more bonded, closer initially, but dynamics will shift right back ultimately if nothing else changes. Your wife probably just wants a quick fix, and honestly, there isn't one. NTA for refusing to leave. Maybe switch your roles some. See, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe switch your role some. Let her have some of the fun things by giving her bath time. If she loves bath, my kids do. Do some art and craft, playing with her. If she does that consistent change, that's what will make a more permanent shift in the dynamics to be more balanced. JA, you gave her a constructive, loving suggestion. She replied with a destructive, jealous suggestion. She wants you to cure things by vanishing without warning. It looks like your daughter prefers the person who reciprocates her love and has time for her. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, and I 1,000,000% understand that not every mom is going to have time for mommy and me, but like, that the commenters posed a good question. If you've got time to raise a daughter solo for the week, like if you can do that, if you can just, out of the blue take your daughter for the full week, I feel like you probably had time for a mommy and me slot. You know what I mean? Everybody sucks here. You shouldn't leave the house for a week, but you do need to step back if your daughter is favoring you so much. She won't even let your wife feed her. No, like actually though, that is an issue, but I just feel like the way that this grown adult of a mother is dealing with it is very childish. Not well thought out. Do not ghost your daughter. Your wife sounds like she's struggling with some mental health issues. Don't leave your daughter alone with her for a week under any circumstances. Encourage your wife to get mental health screening. No, like actually though, it does seem like the wife is really going through, and 1,000,000% I get that. Like if I don't get it personally, but I'm just saying, like, if the mother isn't bonding with the child, like me as a non-mother, I can't like personally speak on it, but I'm just saying, like, that seems like it would wreck me. Like if my whole purpose and like I go through this whole thing of like bearing a child and then the child don't even fucking like me, I would be wrecked. I would be wrecked. So like just all right, let's end it there. My brain's getting a little frizzle frazzled. I'm tired, and I think I got stuff I gotta get onto this morning. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like that video, don't forget to hit the little thumbs up down below. Subscribe while you're hanging out down there. Don't forget to comment for engagement, and I will see you in the next one.